is that Wendy? All right, good evening. It is 6 o'clock, Monday, September 10th, 2018. This is the Town of Greenville Town Board meeting. We'll call the meeting to order, and we'll start out with our Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call: Mike Woods, Mark Strobel, here. Andy Peters, here. Dean Culbertson, here. And Jack Anderson is present. Is the agenda properly noticed? Yes. Any questions on the agenda? Or a motion? Motion to approve the agenda. Second. Motion's been given to approve. Second's been given as well. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. The agenda is approved. It moves us on to our presentations and public comment forum. I have one person signed up here. Looks like Aaron, you wanted to talk about sirens, so feel free to come up to the podium, and say your name and address.
Actually, if there's no one else to talk, a second comment, part of the second piece I'd love to talk about tonight is the video, audio of your sure. Facebook, your YouTube
All right.
presentation. Okay, my name's Aaron Cook, A-A-R-O-N, last name's K-U-C-K-U-K-N, 1833 Mayflower. I'm here quick to just make you aware of something. I've sent this on to the county as well, because I know that this is really out of your control, but pardon me for looking at my phone, but I got the timestamps here. So on Wednesday, August 28th, I believe, was the last severe weather warning event. We didn't get a tornado warning in the county, but we did get a severe thunderstorm warning. So one of the things Outagamie County has offered up is through their page portal, you can get an email or a text or a phone call as soon as those alerts are posted. Obviously, the sirens still only trigger when there's a tornado warning. However, what I thought was a little alarming, the text came through immediately, which is great. The email came through in about a minute. The phone call, it was issued at 2:36 p.m. The phone call came through at 2:44 p.m., which is 8 minutes. As an IT professional, is what I do for a living, you know, these computerized systems that make phone calls, and they're all a little different, but they can certainly take quite a while to go through a huge list. And you know, we're talking, if everyone in the county signed up, thousands of people to do a robo-dial, auto-dial, to go through all that. So as you guys make your decision on what to do with these sirens as you move forward, I just wanted to make you aware of that particular, I won't call it situation, but I guess I would call it a delay. You know, the system's working, it's just, it takes time to do what it needs to do, and 8 minutes in the event of a tornado warning is way too long for a phone call to come through. I personally am a new technology, figure out what the best is. It's the 21st century, so I'm not saying the sirens are the best anymore, in quotes, but you know, just be aware that all the new technology is going to have delays depending on what it's doing.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
If no one else has signed up, I'd love to talk to you about the audio-visual.
Yeah,
so I am also a connoisseur, if you will, of these meetings. I watch every single one of them. Chairman Anderson, we can hear you clear as day, and I don't know how many of you have actually went out to your YouTube page and watched a recent meeting. There are times when you're not necessarily you, on the right and left of you, and you'll forgive me because the only person I know up there is Mark. You're inaudible if you're not directly on top of that mic or mic'd yourself. There's been meetings where the one I can think of is the dog situation from about 2 months ago. Constable Prey was up talking, but did not come to the mic, couldn't hear a single thing. So it just, I know you're personally well aware of come up to this microphone and talk. I think what I would love to see, though, is that each particular board member, or especially on the far left and far right of center, the mic equipment could definitely be looked at for improvement so that it's hearable. So okay. Thank you for your time.
No, I appreciate it, and just a comment on that. We're looking at our audio and video equipment that we've been using. Just as you were walking up, you heard some feedback from my microphone, so I had to shut that off. So we are looking at getting some new equipment in, so we should see some drastic improvements. I don't think it's going to be hard to make improvements on what we have today. So look forward to that for all of us. Thank you. Is there anybody else wishing to speak on public comment? Since there's not, I'll make a motion to close the public comment forum.
Second.
All in favor to close public comment forum, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. The public comment forum section is closed. The consent agenda has our meeting minutes from August 13th, closed session on the 21st of August, meeting minutes from the 27th, closed session on the 29th, and a special town board meeting that happened on the 21st of August. There's also our September town vouchers, staff reports, committee reports, a Class B beer liquor license, resolution number 45-18 for discontinuance of a portion of Meadowview Lane. So that's over by Shepherd of the Hills. And then a temporary road closure for a block party on Prescott Drive that will occur on September 15th from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Any questions about that, or is there a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion for the consent agenda as stated. I'll second that.
Mr. Culbertson has made a motion, Mr. Peters a second, to approve the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Consent agenda is approved. It's item 6 is not necessary. Moves us to new business. Discussion and possible action for park security cameras. Tony, you've put together a recommendation for the town board looking at 6, is it 6 cameras again? Yes. Okay. Replacing what we have there and a new recorder to be installed. And you're looking at a fiscal impact of $11,500, which was budgeted for. Actually, it's just less than budget, correct?
Correct.
Any questions on this, or is there a motion?
I'll go ahead and accept the cameras in the, excuse me, the cameras in the park system. I'll second that.
Dean's given us a motion to approve the security camera installation for Jenner John Park, and Mr. Peters has given a second. Any questions or comments? Since there are none, let's go forward with our vote. All in favor to approve the motion to install security cameras at Jenner John Park, please state so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. 7A is approved. 7B is discussion and possible action. This is an agreement for services for the 2008 crack filling. I don't believe in our packet, Brian, as department or director of public works, is there a map in here that shows where this is going to occur?
There's not a map. I didn't see that. There, in each one of the proposals, the roadways are actually given
Okay.
from each one of the contractors. I did prepare a map here that I have copies of for each one of you if you'd like to see the map. I was in training majority of the day today, so I was not able to get it out as part of the packet. The roads are included in each one of the proposals. The one that I'm recommending is the proposal from Precision. Includes Harper, Swanee Circle, Birmingham Street, El Paso, Rocky Mountain Drive, and Tallahassee Court.
Those all in the same subdivision, same
Correct.
neighborhood?
Yep,
That's over east of Greenwood?
correct.
Is there more crack filling that we have planned?
Not for this season.
Okay, I'm just looking at the number that was budgeted versus what's going to be spent, and it's significantly less, so I imagine that we didn't get to all the roads that we wanted to. Is that,
Digging through historically what Dean had intended to do this year, these were the roads that he
So
had
cover
in
it.
the GIS
Okay.
system. Without going out and doing a full analysis of all the existing town
Mhm.
roads, I just figured I'd use what he had proposed as part of the budget until I have a better handle on his previous pavement preservation program.
okay, so some of this might carry over,
Some of the funds that.
budgeted dollars?
Correct,
Okay,
that's correct.
all right. Any questions on this? Does anybody have a motion?
Motion to approve the crack filling services done by precision seal coating for $15,775.
Second.
Mr. Strobel's given us a motion to approve the crack filling services. Mr. Wood's given the second. Is there any questions or comments? Since I'm not hearing any, let's go forward with our vote. All in favor to approve the crack filling services done by Precision Seal Coating for $15,775, please state so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. 7B is approved. 7C is discussion and possible action for the Pebble Ridge Trail paving. Just trying to get through here. So Pebble Ridge is a park that we have really close to our industrial park area. There's a park there with a trail that goes alongside the woods, and also there's a trail going through the woods. This is just for the trail going alongside the woods. We're not going through the woods with any asphalt, correct? And we've looked at this for impacts with the stormwater pond expansion.
We did.
Any issues?
There are not.
So we're ready to go forward with this? Okay, and if it's approved tonight, do we have a date?
Last I heard from him, he was thinking probably about 2 to 3 weeks out.
Okay. All right,
I have a couple questions.
go ahead, Mr. Culberson.
Did we receive more than one bid from Northeast? It's the only bid I see.
Northeast is the only one I have.
Nobody else wanted to submit a bid?
I only sought one from Northeast, just given the time frame and, being as they're still operating on the site.
I'd recommend that in the future, we try to get our bids sooner so we get competitive bidding, follow the competitive bidding process. Because this is in the budget for last year, I believe, wasn't it?
Correct.
I was just curious why we didn't bid it out in the spring.
Well, we still had questions regarding whether or not the stormwater pond is gonna expand and cause issues with the trail. So we just recently determined that the stormwater pond won't expand and cause any issues with the trail. We didn't wanna pave the trail if we were gonna have to expand the pond and then go right into that brand new blacktop, so.
I understand that, it's always better for the taxpayers when we do competitive bidding. And I know it's getting late in the year, but it's not a big job, somebody might have grabbed it.
Is there any reason that we need to do that this fall yet?
No, and you'll see, I have 2 options on here. We certainly could hold off until next year, put that in as a, part of a larger paving contract, which would reduce the cost for this portion of it. So we have 2 options, we can do it now, and have it done in a couple weeks, or we can hold off until 2019 and include it in a paving contract there.
So I'm not trying to say one way or the other. I'm just stating what I know is fact, that in the springtime, this trail gets basically turned into mush, and it's unusable when the snow's melting until the water is able to go away. So paving this would help with that issue, because there are a number of people that do use this pathway during the work week. With all that said, that does not mean we need to do it this year. It just means that it does get mushy when the snow's melting or we get a lot of rain. So do I have a motion or any other questions or comments?
I'll make a motion to hold off until 2019 and include it in our paving contract.
So basically, you're asking for this to be tabled?
Correct.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
All right, Mr. Strobel's made a motion to table this item until 2019 and have it included with other paving contracts that are necessary in the town. Mr. Peters has given a second. Any questions or comments?
Just a comment, I think we owe it to the neighbors to let them know that we may decide to do this, to hold it off for 2019, because I know the neighborhood is expecting it to be done already. So they're gonna be disappointed if we don't do it at all. So we should let them know the reason why we're not doing it, so they understand.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? All right, there's been a motion made to table. with a second. We'll go forward with our vote. All in favor to table should state so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. And the motion to table carries. So 7C is now tabled, looking at 2019. It takes us to announcements. I just have a couple in here. A few of them were questions that I sent out to the staff today about some of the items in here and also about some other projects. So just look for you guys to respond back to some of those. Joel's already done so, but make sure you review what Joel's sent and give an update to those. So some of that's impacts to what's coming up in our budget season. Getting you guys thinking about that, of which you already have been, I'm sure, for a few months now already. The other announcement I have is somewhat sad, but also somewhat happy. Our appointed officer, Corey Van Berkel, has been promoted within the department for Outagamie County, and she will no longer be serving as our appointed officer. And we'll be going through a process of interviewing for a new appointed officer later in the month of September and get that person to start as soon as possible. So although it's sad that Corey's leaving us, I'm happy for her. I know she went after a position that she's been looking at and was able to get it. So I'm proud of her for everything that she's done in our community. If you look at the numbers that she brings in to, as far as the incidents and issues that she responds to, and the difference between her and the normal sector officers, it's pretty dramatic. It's almost 5 times. So the data that we've been looking for about whether or not we need to increase hours or anything, we've got a good base of data behind that. So when we look at our budgets for 2019, something the board will look at addressing, whether we want to increase the number of contracted hours, which in turn also makes that position more desirable for anybody that's looking to fill that appointed role. Any other announcements?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Mr.
A
Culberson.
few months ago, we talked about contacting the Civic Club on that sign out on,
Mhm.
West College, over by the airport.
Yeah.
Any update on what's happening? Because it's deteriorating as we speak.
Yeah.
Cut down the brush in front of it.
So
The paint has a place to fall.
the Civic Club is actually meeting at 7 o'clock. So if you want to go over there and see when they're going to get after it, they're going to be over at the Fire Safety Building at 7. But they did ask that the town could clear some of the brush and weeds away from the sign so that they could get at it. And Brian, you guys have done that. So it's just a matter of them putting some time together to get it done. So they are well aware of it and are willing to do so. They are looking at just repainting it and doing that for the town and for the community. So yeah, we've got a couple of emails recently about that sign and the state that it's in. So we'd like to get it fixed back up so that people are welcome to our community, bright colors. Okay, anything else? Since I'm not any other announcements, we can look for a motion to adjourn. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I told you to remind me, and yeah, I knew I'd need it. So tomorrow night at 6 p.m. over at the memorial we have for 9/11 and our veterans, there's going to be a ceremony for the anniversary of 9/11. So if you'd like to attend that, that's at 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. So I hope that any and all can attend that, and it looks like the weather's going to be very nice, so I'm sure it will be a great ceremony. So thank you for the reminder. Okay. Anything else? All right, and then I need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Motion to adjourn's been given with a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Town board meeting is adjourned. We'll take a quick break here before we start up our sanitary district. Strobel did.